Hey everybody, this is Minx. I'm here with Dave.
Hi.
He is my podcast partner. And today we are actually going to be talking about some trailers that we have seen that Dave was really mighty excited about. And the cool thing is, they are all about frickin' spy and assassin movies.
Yeah.
Love it.
Which is pretty good. I mean, it's going to be a nice break from superhero stuff. But as fun as it is, it's getting a bit dry.
Oh yeah, no, we've got a lot of superhero crap coming out. And I say crap in the most lovingly manner.
Oh, totally. But I mean, it's kind of people who watch anime. They know it's trash and they know it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I probably said that. I probably just pissed off a lot of people. But
well, we know that the superhero movies are going to be better than anime, but you know.
Oh, them fighting words. But yeah, so one of the big ones I'm quite chuffed for is Hitman Agent 47.
Yeah.
Now
I recently saw the trailer for that, and that looked really good.
How much have you played of Hitman?
Not a lot.
Okay, so do you know...
I'll be honest, I know of the game, and I've seen bits of the game, and a lot of people I know have played the game. I have not.
So do you know much about the story?
No, go ahead.
All right.
Story time.
I don't know a heck of a lot, because it's been a really long time, and the most recent one I played through all the way was Hitman Absolution, which was the most recent one. They kind of changed some stuff. It wasn't quite as hardcore as it used to be, but it was still good. It was kind of like a diet version. It was still there, but it was anyway. So from what I can remember, agents are genetically engineered humans, raised from childhood to be like the ultimate killing machines. And they actually had a Hitman movie a while ago with Timothy Olyphant, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I never saw that one, but I heard
it flopped.
Yeah, it certainly did. Well, I think it certainly didn't do well. I don't think. But the issue is, I think partly is because Hitman, it's always been kind of a second tier game, and I'm not saying that in the terms of quality. I mean, they're fantastic games. I mean, just in terms of popularity, it's not like Halo or World of Warcraft.
It had a very specific audience.
Yeah, and it was big in the PS2 era where we were all kind of still working things out, and Tomb Raider was like the only thing we had for a game movie. But yeah, so the general idea is that he's a genetically engineered human who is an awesome, groovy killing machine. And I think in like the first couple of games, he kind of goes against the syndicate that created him because they're doing evil stuff or something. It's more of a personal thing more than a moral thing, because of course he's an assassin. He doesn't really have morals. But what the last Hitman film did wrong, and that's what we complained about it a lot, is they painted Agent 47 as a good guy. So I watched 2 trailers for Agent 47, the new one, and they're not really painting him as a good guy. It's kind of like the Terminator.
Cause he's more of an anti-hero.
Well, even then, like in the first Terminator, Arnie wasn't the good guy, and I think in this he is going to have some motive for doing what he's doing, but it's more like, oh, we're being chased down by this freaking insane murdering nut job, which I'm happy about. I mean, like, not everything has to be. You don't have to be the good guy in everything. And yeah, I don't know. It seems to be the way that I think that we're getting a lot of games now where you are like an anti-hero or the bad guy or just you're not particularly the good guy, or they have you doing something questionable or things like that. Like even even the latest Call of Duty was like, oh, you're kind of doing some douchebag stuff, but I don't know. I'm feeling optimistic about the movie, but it could go very, very wrong. Like, it feels... You know what it feels like? It feels like... Because I think it's getting the over-the-top right, because the games have always been over-the-top. Like, there'll be scenes where you hide it's all about hiding in plain sight and things.
Right.
So you'll dress up as. I remember there was a scene in the first one, and I think it's what most people remember because must have been in a demo or something. You dress up. You have to sneak into this mafia dude's place, or it's some sort of really high-powered criminal. And there's a gardener. Oh no! Sorry, it was a flower delivery guy. That's right. So you find the dude, strangle him, take his flower box, hide a shotgun in it, and then go in, which is silly. I mean, that's a phone. It's silly. I mean, it's gruesome and it's violent and it's absolutely horrible and disgusting and depressing when you're carrying around the dead body of someone. But it's a game. It's cartoony. So to try and put that into a movie, I don't know how it'll. That's my only apprehension. It's like, how do you get sort of the weird, morbid yet fun attitude of Hitman in a movie?
Well, the thing with making a movie that is previously based on a video game has always been exceptionally tough.
Yeah.
Because, A, you're automatically aiming for the type of people who played the game. You're aiming at the fanboys.
Yeah. And fanboys...
At the same time, you have to make it...
Yeah.
Exactly. At the same time, you have to make it as a broader scope film to pull in people who weren't fanboys. So it's a very difficult tightrope walk, I think. And a lot of video game movies, like the prior Hitman movies, flop.
Yeah.
Because of it. Because they can't pull it off. Now, what I think, based on the trailer that I've seen, it looks like they kind of took the story from Agent 47 thing and added like Wanted style stunts,
which isn't a bad thing because Wanted, I love.
Oh, that was amazing! I fucking love that movie. It was amazing.
Like the very last second.
Well, I understand the ending pissed me off, but I understand.
I don't even have.
And I'm assuming you're talking about the part where Angelina Jolie kills everyone and kills herself.
Oh,
at the same
no,
time.
no, not that.
Oh, okay. I've had a lot of people fucking disagree with that part.
Oh no! The bit I wasn't huge on is it's after everything's said and done. What was it? It was like a giant loom, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When they get the loom back in order, whatever they do, and then Professor Xavier has his sniper rifle. James McAvoy, that's it. Jesus. He has his sniper. And he starts having this monologue like, oh, you're just sitting there doing fucking nothing. And he shoots some dude in the head. And then the bullet, you watch it go in reverse back to his gun. And then he turns to the camera at the end of the film and goes, what the fuck have you done lately? And I'm like, well, I watched this movie for one, and I thought I was having a nice time.
It's like, way to make me feel uncomfortable,
yeah.
Professor.
It was weird. It was really weird, considering the rest of the movie was pretty much a standard action movie affair. There wasn't any real tough questions.
Yeah.
The Hitman 47, Agent 47, it looks like it's going to have some context and some questions and some things that actually make you go, huh.
About halfway through the trailer, like when you realize, oh, okay, he's not trying to kill this chick.
Yeah. And
I was kind of like, okay, this is taking me on a different roller coaster.
Well, yeah. See,
now I actually kind of want to see this.
Yeah. Well, see, I've got spoilers for Absolution if you haven't played it, but it's like 3 years old now. If you're going to play it, you would have already played it. The plot of that is you have Agent 47, and he has a controller, and I don't need someone like a literal controlling force, just someone who kind of gives him intel. Works at,
right.
I think her name's Maria or something, or is that the girl's name? Either way,
I don't know.
A hit is put on her by someone. I think it's the agency, but it's a reformed agency, like a better agency once they weed out the negativity. I mean, again, it's a freaking assassin agency. It's pretty negative already.
Oh yeah.
But the whole plot of that is you kill your controller. And then, but she has one last wish. She's like, oh, look, 47, don't let them take this girl. Don't let them do what they did to you. So this story kind of feels like that in the film. It's kind of like, oh, you
like the spirit of that is...
Yeah. Yeah, like you were trained to do this. You remember it, don't you? And it's like, oh well, now I do. That you brought it up, you dick.
Thanks, you douche.
Well, because I think people are coming for her or something, and then I like that we have like a Kyle Reese kind of like character.
Terminator-esque.
Yeah. Just like someone who actually feels like a good guy, so you're not just kind of watching. And also, you need a character to connect with, and whereas in a game, a blank slate character is great. I mean, like...
It's the neutral face. It's the neutral fanboy face.
Yeah, like Chief. Like, Master Chief is with a helmet, you never see his face, you can project onto him, so he can be a really easygoing fun guy, or he can be an uptight douche. Either way, it's good. 47 is...
Hey, don't you call my Master Chief a douche now, mister.
No, well, you know. But 47 was the same way. Even though he was pretty stone-faced, he didn't say a whole lot. And if you wanted to be serious and go in and...
Well, he didn't need to say a whole lot. I think his actions probably spoke louder than...
Totally, yeah.
You know, anything he could have said dialogue-wise.
Yeah. So trying to put that into a movie, you can't have him being the emotional weight of the film. I did think that the special effects... There was one scene in the trailer where it's he's sitting across from a police officer, and the policeman goes, "You're locked in here with me," and he's like, "No, you're locked here with me," and he knocks the table, and he shoots through the handcuffs. I don't know how I feel about that.
Like I said, it's Wanted style effects, because they did the same kind of shit in there.
Yeah.
I would say, overall, since you put me on to the trailer, I think I'm actually... I think I actually kind of want to go see it now.
Well, if you want to play I think they did a HD re-release, which apparently isn't great, but it's more that the games haven't aged very well. But you can have a go of the old games, or get Absolution. Absolution is kind of long. You get your money's worth out of that one.
Yeah. I might have to look into that. The next trailer you told me about was The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
I'm really, really, really excited for this. I love
The Man from U.N.C.L.E. is another spy movie.
Oh, yeah.
It is a period piece, for those of you who don't know, which kind of interested me at first, because I absolutely adored Agent Carter, which I don't know if you've gotten to see that yet, Dave, or not.
No, because Netflix here sucks, and internet sucks, and the television's absolutely terrible.
For anyone who hasn't figured it out, Dave lives in Australia.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that that's out there.
Just a smidgen.
Yep, just a smidge.
Oh, God, sorry.
It stars Henry Cavill, a.k.a. Superman, Armie Hammer, which I still think is the stupidest fucking name on the planet for an actor.
He was the Lone Ranger, yeah?
He was the Lone Ranger, yes.
Oh, that was disappointing.
And he's playing a Russian in this, so I'm just kind of like, okay, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
It also has Hugh Grant in it.
See, I didn't see Hugh Grant in it. You said that, and I thought, really?
Yeah, no, he's in it. He's the one who actually tells him at the end, he goes, "By the way, you have a new code name. U.N.C.L.E."
See, I think we watched different trailers.
It could be. I think there's actually 2 trailers out there.
Well, I'll have to watch that one later on.
He is in the movie. Yeah, he is in the movie.
That's cool.
I actually don't mind Hugh Grant. I like him better in his later career stuff than I did in his early stuff, like Bridget Jones' Diary and bullshit. Crap.
I love that book.
And
but yeah, no, I do hear you. Some of the earlier stuff is kind of it's hard to watch.
Yeah, but like I love him from like Love Actually on.
Yeah.
So, because I'm a sap. But anyway, so The Man from U.N.C.L.E. I know like zero about this project, and the trailer I watched was kind of everywhere.
Maybe I just always clicked off like right before it said that bit or something, or I got too hyped and I just kind of got distracted. It was now I'm pretty sure The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was a show back in the 60s, the television series, and I'm super duper excited because I love spy stuff, and the cornier the better. That's why I love Kingsman.
Which I still really need to see because I want
it's
to
out
see.
on home stuff now. we don't say DVD and Blu-ray anymore because it's all Netflix now. So it's for streaming. That's the one. Jesus. I am no good with technology.
That's okay. You play more video games than I do.
Speaking of, I'm just mowing down zombies.
Like, what are you playing?
Dead Rising 2. I used to play the demo of the first one on the 360 again and again and again and again, and it lasted for an hour. Like, it was a really good demo.
For our listeners, every time we do a podcast, Dave has got to be playing a video game.
It helps.
Which is fine, because it actually makes him funnier, especially when something happens in the video game and you just hear him have a random outburst. It's great.
Well, phone, for goodness sake, shush it. But yeah, so I'm really excited, and because I love anything spy related.
Is that the only thing that's got your knickers going?
What do you mean?
Is that the only thing that's got you excited? Is the fact that it's another spy film?
Well, more that it's classic spy stuff.
Because we know you're chomping at the bit to get to the next topic.
Yeah. But it just looks really good fun. Like, I think also because we've had an absolute swarm of superhero movies lately, which is fine. I mean, they're all good and things like that. But getting things like Ant-Man, and I feel kind of back and forth on that. Sometimes I'll feel like, oh, this. But other times I'll be super chuffed, like, oh, this is going to be incredible. Then other times, I don't know what to do. I like Paul Rudd. I really like Paul Rudd, but
do you think that with the sudden outcrop of spy movies is the movie people trying to get spy movies being a thing again?
Well, I think they're certainly trying to do something. I mean, remakes and reboots and all that. It's like, I think they've seen an opportunity, because when they rebooted Spider-Man once in the past decade and are doing it again, I mean, they're not going to give him his own movie, but at least not.
They will after
at some point.
I'm sure.
But the immediate plan, they've cast him. They're going to have a new one. That's all well and good, but I think people are seeing, hey, we have an opportunity here to basically just get the crowd that's sick of it, and there are people who are.
Like yourself?
Well, I mean, I'm going to annoy a lot of people. I liked Avengers 1. Avengers 2 kind of bothered me because just of how Joss Whedon writes things. Like, and even if he hasn't written it, just how he directs it, everything is kind of like, it's like having him sit next to you on the couch, just kind of nudging you with his elbow in your side, just like, hey, did you catch what I did there? I'm funny as fuck, aren't I? And it's like, well, yes, Joss, but just maybe don't be you for a little bit. Just do your job. And I mean, I love Dr. Horrible and all that, but it's just, I don't know, I don't like his stuff a lot. But yeah, and it's just, every time we have a superhero movie, there's only so many times you can do unlikely dude gets a superpower or a super suit.
Right.
And it still be fun. Like, Iron Man was good because it was like the first one that they did right. But it was different. You had a dude who wasn't a nice guy. He was a cock nozzle. And suddenly it's like, hey, this is a new character. This is fun. So yeah, I think movie people are seeing an opportunity basically to get in before the new wave starts. We have Marvel is kind of at the back end of its phase 2, at the beginning of its phase 3. There's not really a lot happening at the moment. I mean, Ant-Man's coming.
So do you think that the spy genre could fill in that gap?
I think just action movies in general, like just spy movies, action movies, cop movies. Like, I miss buddy cop films like Lethal Weapon. I miss stuff like that. That being said, not all of them are good. I remember, have you seen the new Robocop? Well, I can't say the new Robocop, but the remake.
I haven't, because it broke my heart.
it wasn't great. I mean, it got the Gary Oldman.
About the only thing I wanted to see out of it was Michael Keaton going, make it black. Because I feel like that was a shout out to when he was Batman.
That would have been great, and I wouldn't have realized at the time because I didn't see that one until after I saw Robocop. But I do hear what you're saying. It was underwhelming, and so I think if they're gonna start remaking stuff like The Man from U.N.C.L.E, even though that one looks really, really good, it looks like they're hitting everything correctly. You've got to be really careful. You've got to be really sure of what you're doing, and I don't know. It's really easy to make a really bad movie. I don't know. I think if they get in between Warner Brothers and Disney, it is Disney now. Between them putting out new superhero movies, if they can get in with a couple of franchises or just some standalone movies, I think it could really help and kind of make things fun.
Make movie going fun again?
Well, I mean, not everything has to be an event. Like the whole lead up where it's like, oh, we've leaked the entire movie, but you can still go come see it. And it's like, yeah, I am. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm old fashioned, and I'm not hip with the kids. But yeah, no, I'm very excited.
Your wife's beyond your years there, Dave.
I'm very excited though, because the music, the style of it, and all that, it looks absolutely stellar. It looks like it's just going to be really good fun. And I think the only thing that could really muck it up is if the issue with 60s movies, or movies that set in the 60s, they have to be really careful about sexism. Because, of course, you want to portray it as it was, but as it wasn't particularly fun for women. Especially when most dudes are like the Don Draper type who are just drunk off their face. And
well, I think they took care of that when they, had the villain being a female.
Oh, that's right. Oh, well, that shut me up.
I mean, strong female, however, I don't know if is the female actually a villain in the thing?
Oh, actually, if you watch Kingsman, that has a really strong woman as the...
You know me, I like strong women roles because, after the letdown of things like Twilight and that bullshit book that was a fan fiction of Twilight that I refuse to say the name of. Creating such weak female characters, I feel like we need stronger female characters. And that's actually one of the reasons why I actually like some of the plans for some of the superhero movies that we'll get into it a different podcast about.
Yeah.
Dave.
Yo.
Do you know what time it is?
It's about 10:33 a.m. I don't know America, though.
That was a rhetorical question.
Okay. I'm terrible at this.
Excuse me. No, it's time to talk about Spectre.
Oh, yes, Spectre. I'm very excited. I'm really, really excited for this. This is...
For our listeners, Dave is the hugest James Bond fan I've ever met.
I am really, really excited. This is the only thing I've been really hyped for. Whereas most people are hyped for I don't know, Loki's standalone movie, which will make me vomit, I think. I don't like Loki.
Which will also make my boyfriend incredibly sad.
I don't like Loki. It's he's sad. He's a fucking psychopath. It doesn't change a thing. Anyway, James Bond was there were two things in my house when I was a kid that were big. It was Star Wars and James Bond. And so this is a great year for me. But yeah, and I'm super excited because they're bringing back a lot of old themes from the old movies, which actually, it's a really confusing story. I'll try and make it quick, but it's kind of convoluted.
Go for it. Ready, go!
Oh, okay. Shit. Okay, so back in the day, Ian Fleming, all the movies were based on his books. And I think it was Thunderball. Him and a friend were writing. It was pure screenplay. It didn't come from a book. They were making the film first. And then they tried, and then either it didn't get picked up immediately, or they wanted to go from other source material from the books. So they basically said, "Look, no, we're not doing this." So they shelved the script, went their separate ways. They're still friends, but then Fleming went and turned that script into a book, which later got made into Thunderball. And I feel like if I'm getting it wrong, I'm just saying Thunderball again and again and again, I'm going to look really stupid. But then, so what happened was, obviously his mate was pissed. It was like, dude, what the hell? So he sued, and then...
Of course, because, you know, it's a sue-happy world.
Yes.
Cats and dogs living together.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm your friend, but, oh, you took my money. Which is fair enough. I mean, there's a lot of money yet to be made.
Especially considering how large the franchise is now.
Yeah, exactly. So they went to court, and the court ruled that this other fella had some legal right over a lot of themes in the book. Like for example, Spectre. A lot of the characters like Blofeld, and all the villains and things like that, and the story of Thunderball. That's why we have a Warner Brothers Bond movie, which is considered non-canon, which has Sean Connery in it. And so in Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, they tried to bring back the whole there's an overarching sort of evil corporation or whatever, and called them Quantum. But of course, Quantum of Solace kind of fell to pieces. No one was really understanding what was going on. So, in the time between Quantum of Solace and Spectre, they got the rights back. So, it's really, really exciting. And I'm so chuffed. And the trailer looks absolutely stellar. Though, and spoiler for Skyfall, I'm super crushed that Judi Dench is going to be in this one.
Yeah, because doesn't they kill her off in Skyfall?
Well, yeah, but I think after she had done some amazing work, and she kind of informed my views on... She was partly what informed my views on women today. It's like the only person... Like, James Bond, when I was a kid, was the coolest in the world. And who was the only person who could hold back the coolest dude ever was a powerful woman. That was how I grew up. That's what I saw. So when she died, I was in the cinema.
The ultimate powerful woman.
Yeah, I was just sitting there, just like, oh no, I got teary at the end of Skyfall. I always do. I fucking love that movie. So Spectre is the first one and it's kind of going back. They've kind of found, I think, a happy medium between the old 60s stuff, and the new stuff, and I think. And actually, the Bond girl in this one, I think she's like 50. She's the oldest Bond girl ever. So, I think further and further we're moving away from, the douchebaggery for the most part.
Right.
And we're just getting just fun stuff. And I will admit that as much as I love James Bond and I love all of it, it's absolutely disgusting. Some of the old stuff is just horrific, and I don't condone it. I don't think it's good. I don't know. I can look at it. I'm not like one of these people who's either all or nothing. I can look at it and go, yeah, these things suck. Yeah, this is stupid. I don't actually think this is correct, without all in all rejecting it.
Right.
And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be exciting and fun, and I think it's going to face some stiff competition against Star Wars, because I think they're both coming out in November or December, that sort of time. But yeah, so I'm really excited for it. The trailer is kind of underwhelming, as you'd expect, because they don't want to give away too much, but of course a lot of trailers now give away everything. Like the Terminator Genesis trailer kind of gave away the big twist right from the get-go.
Right.
And actually I heard that movie's not doing very well at all, which is kind of hilarious, I think. Like, seriously, we just need to let the Terminator... We need to let him just go quietly into that...
I think what it is they're going to have a hard time living up to Linda Hamilton.
Well, of course. I mean, it's...
Her performance as Sarah Connor was just amazing.
It's Linda freaking Hamilton, and you go to replace her.
She's amazing. Yeah, she's amazing. I adore her.
It's just... And 1 is a great movie. 2 is one of the best action movies ever.
Oh, God. I love 2. Like, I love 2 better than 1.
I think everyone does.
And not to mention the fact that she walked out, you know, in, like, fucking battle gear with a goddamn shotgun and, you know, just, like, looking just so strong and confident and just, it pulls you in.
The whole thing. Which, coming back to Bond, because I know we're getting off track a lot, that's what they're kind of doing now with some of their female characters. In Skyfall, they introduced Moneypenny, who, throughout the series, has been a grim reminder of the suck that was Ian Fleming. I mean, he's a great writer, but he had some really disgusting views on women. And Moneypenny, in every film, it was like, whenever Bond turned up to get this assignment from M, be it Judi Dench or the earlier dudes, whose names I can't remember because I am not cultured at all and I can't remember anyone. They would always flirt, and she would always be fantasizing or things like that. And even in the 90s with Pierce Brosnan, they tried to kind of make her a strong, independent woman who don't need no man, but it didn't quite work because they're still trying to be faithful. So now, in Skyfall, they reintroduced Moneypenny as an agent. She was an agent in the field, and she accidentally shot Bond, which kind of sets off a lot of the movie, but it made her a strong individual, and she elected to go into the office of her own volition, and so you know she's capable. So I think if they do Moneypenny right, that will really, really help in the long run. If they just make her a ditzy fantasist, it will be painful, and I'll be cringing, and I'll still watch it because it's James Bond, but I'll be really disappointed. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that. They have a new Bond, not a new Bond, sorry, a new M. They have Q, the new Q, who I really like. And a lot of people didn't. I thought it was a cool idea. Did you see the new Q in Skyfall?
No.
In the old Bonds, which I'm sure you've seen in Pierce Brosnan's days, it was always an old fella. He wasn't by any means crotchety. He was just an older dude.
Right,
and
there's John Cleese.
Yeah, I think John Cleese was in 2. I think he was the assistant in The World Is Not Enough, and then I think in Die Another Day, he took the reins. But then, of course, that was the last one before the reboot. So what they did in Skyfall, they brought back Q Branch, and instead of it being, you know, guns in shoes and things like that, and an old guy who lives in a giant office, they met up in a museum, and Q was a 20-something. But they didn't sacrifice any of the banter or any of the back and forth. And it felt good. It felt like, yeah, this is something that, you know, in 2014, it makes sense. It makes... what was it, 2014 or 13? It might have even been 2013. I have a terrible memory, as I said. But yeah,
right.
It's... I'm really excited. It's going to be loads of fun. And if they can make something of the scale of Skyfall, with a lot of these old elements and have a great time whilst still keeping what's made the modern film so good, I think it'll be great. I mean, I love Pierce Brosnan movies. I love Sean Connery movies. I especially like Timothy Dalton.
Yes, he's good too.
Roger Moore, I can go either way on, because when he's corny, he's good, but when he tries to do serious, it doesn't quite work.
Plus, I think he, if I remember correctly, I think he complained about Timothy Dalton's portrayal of James Bond.
Well, yeah,
like, he got really snarky.
Well, because the thing with Timothy Dalton's Bond is that he wanted to make an abstinent Bond. He didn't want to be a Bond who slept around, because at that point they were still working on this whole idea that it's the same James Bond through all of them, and he had been married. Bringing it back to Spectre, Spectre was the people who killed his wife. That's right. So you have Roger Moore, who had a very campy, very sexualized Bond. I mean, he's the Bond who did it in Zero Gravity. Then comes to Timothy Dalton, who plays very serious, very quiet. He has quips, but they're not exactly pointed out. I liked him, but I think the only Bond who really loves the character and kind of acknowledges his history is Brosnan. I love Pierce Brosnan. I think it's great how he handles it and how his attitude towards it. He doesn't treat it like it's some sort of burden. He treats it as, this is a career choice I made. This is what I do. This is what I've done, and I like him for it. I think it's cool. But yes, I'm quite chuffed for a bunch of movies this year that aren't superhero movies, even though the superhero ones are going to be good. And I'll go see them and still pay you money. But yeah, how are you feeling about any of these movies? Because I realize I've ranted non-stop for about 40 minutes.
I think the one out of the three that I'm most excited about is probably Hitman.
It looks interesting.
Yeah, it does. And it looks like it'll be considerably better than the last time they tried to do one. Honestly, in order to be excited for Spectre, I'd have to actually catch up on my Bond movies.
I will write you a list. Well, I mean, even
I don't think I've seen bits and pieces of Daniel Craig's 007, but I never actually got to sit down and watch it all the way through.
If you're gonna watch Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, even though it has some plot points, I can just tell you what those are.
Okay.
And then, fair enough. And then what's Skyfall? Skyfall's long, but it's good fun.
I think that's the one I've seen the most of.
Oh, what's Skyfall?
Yeah.
I love Skyfall. God, that movie makes me bawl. But yeah, I think also with such an old property, it is hard to get excited every time, unless you absolutely adore it. It's not like going back to superhero movies. It's not like it's got bright colors or fun or excitement. A lot of it is about intrigue. You're like, oh, what's happening this time? Whereas if it was Spider-Man, it'd be like, hey, it's Spider-Man. You like suits, don't you? That are red and blue. And yeah. Oh, a skateboard. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I shouldn't have picked a skateboard. How do I use this? Oh, there it goes. Oh my God. This is cool. Okay, sorry.
No worries.
I found a skateboard in Dead Rising.
Sweet.
It's actually pretty cool. I don't know what the point of it is, though. Oh, it's fun walking. But yeah, no, look, I'm really looking forward to Agent 47. I think if they can market it well, it might be good. I know they've had some success on mobile platforms with some of the games. And yeah, I think I'm excited. It's certainly the most interesting, to sort of see how it goes.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E, I think I'll have to see more trailers on it before I make a decision on whether I really want to see it or not. I love Henry Cavill as an actor. I used to watch him in The Tudors.
Oh, that's where he came from.
Mm-hmm. He was also in The Count of Monte Cristo.
Huh. Wow.
As the dude's son. He was the son in there. Mm-hmm. And of course he's Superman.
See, that's the only thing I've known him for.
He bulked up considerably for that.
Whatever happened to Superman Returns Superman?
Brandon Roth?
Yeah, that was it.
His career pretty much petered out.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
Yeah, that movie pretty much ruined his career.
Oh,
so.
the poor guy.
But we can get into that another time.
We can.
So, thank you guys for joining us and listening to us talk about spy movies. Dave is our resident spy expert as far as movies like that. Well, I'll give you credit anyway.
Oh.
You know more about the spy movie genre than I do, so that works.
Okay.
Our next podcast will feature some superhero talk, which I know Dave is absolutely excited about, as you can tell from most of this podcast.
I'm really.
So not bad for a first podcast, I think. So join us on Average Geek on Facebook. Just search Average Geek. Also visit our YouTube channel. Search Average Geek there as well. Anything you'd like to say, Dave?
Just don't be jerks on the internet.
Keep it simple. Yeah. All right. Later, geeks.